Hi everyone. So today we're going to go over how to remove this bottom light from your bumper. So I decided to take the light out first to show where the bolts are, and I'm going to move it a little closer. So the light's installed on the underside, and it's held together by 4 of these 7mm bolts. So they go in. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you take all those 4 out, there is a connector here. This connector is on the car. So to slide the connector off, you have to slide the white portion and then pull it toward or away from this. And once you unclip it by sliding it, then you can disconnect. It's not a pinch. It's not a one of those where you have to pinch in and then pull. This is really, you have to release the connector first and then you pull it out. We'll provide a picture of that shortly, but this is how this is arranged. And if you are interested in purchasing our version of this, which includes a brake light, a startup sequence light, and it retains the reverse light, because right now all this does is a reverse light. Our version is also tinted black as well, so it all goes underneath here. To reach this, I have a hitch, so it's a little bit more challenging, but we have a picture of it without the hitch, and you'll see it shortly on the screen. And we have an extension tool. Any extension tool will work, but this helps us get to this point when you're underneath the car. One of the things that we would advocate when you are doing this mod is to elevate your car, and we're going to showcase that shortly. So what we're going to do right now is to drive it on these ramps. If you have these ramps, they make it so much easier to do the actual installation. So be really careful, and we're going to do this right now. Some space to open the door. So I'm going to need to open the door after these ramps goes on. Right, so position my tires. So at this point, what I do, lower my ramp, get my windows adjusted so I can see what the ramp looks like, and then slowly drive up on the ramp. And that, I am now on the ramp. So now that I'm up on the ramp, I can get to the car a lot easier. As you can see, I have much more clearance on the backside, and we're going to go and get a closer look at the installation. All right, so we're going to go underneath the car now and show you where the bolts are. Again, this is hollow. It's already been removed, and I'm going to show you where the mounting point from the inside. Again, with the car raised, it makes this a lot easier. So let's slide on in. So because I haven't hitched, it's tough to see around it, and I'm going to do my best to point it out. So there's one mounting point here. You can kind of see it. It's a little slot right here, one, and that's the bottom mounting point. And then the top mounting point, you can see it right there, right here. So that's where they go. And the same for the other side. But I have a lot of stuff in the hitch, and this is the adapter that, again, you have to pull this white part. Got to pull it down, and then you pull it off. So you have to disconnect it by sliding this white part off first, and then you can pull it. Don't try to pull it off this way because it won't work. You need to disengage and disconnect this white first. So when you install it correctly, it slides in, and we're going to go ahead and reinstall the old light back on. I'm waiting for new lights to come in again. What you see also are taps. The taps here is necessary to install our version. Unfortunately, the adapter here is not plug and play. And to do so, we have to install this with directly to our lights. And give us a second, set it up, and we're going to put the adapter back on. So this is what it looks like when it's connected. Now, you're not going to have the luxury of pulling it all the way off. What you could do is you can pull it off of these little hooks that are holding the wires. It'll get you easier access, but I'm just going to show you how to disengage this plug. What you're going to do is, as you can see, the plug is kind of hidden here. It's locked in right now. So you just slide it down. So when it's locked in, which it is right now, it's locked. You can't unplug it, so you have to slide it down. And once you slide it down, it'll release it. See? So with it off, and that's how it pops off. Remember, this you have to slide this to disengage it first. This little hook, you have to slide it off. So I'm gonna reinstall everything, and we'll put the camera back on the other side so you can see the install. The bolts are fairly straightforward. Like I said, I'm going to be using an extension tool to get to the bolt. It's going to be tough to see it from this view because of the lighting. We'll try to put some light on and see if we can catch it. Like I said, this is going to be really hard for you to see. We'll do our best. Slide this light back in here. Get it situated. If the hitch wasn't here, it's going to be infinitely easier. But it is. So now that I slid it in, I'm going to mount the screws. See if I can give you a good view of what the screw looks like. See, I have the lights. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's right here. Really, really tough to see from this angle. I can see it because I know where it is, but I'm going to move the camera back on the outside. Well, you know what? Let's just leave it here. We'll see what we can do. Got my extension. I'm going to make sure I bring my... I'm going to need some extra lighting in here. To catch it in here. Make sure it lines up on the outside. And then put the screws here. Again, if you didn't have the hitch, this would be so much easier. But right now the hitch is in my way. The hardest part is with the hitch in the way, you have to find that screw and get it into that slot. Once it's into the slot, like it is right now, it should allow you to drill or tighten the bolt. Looks like I got it in. Now I have to do the same on this side. Just gonna get it on this. Try to move the camera over. Maybe you can see the bolt. This is a lot easier to see the bolt. I hope. The angle makes it tough on the camera. Apologize. If you can't see it, it's right here. Shine some light into that space for it too. Literally is right at that little slot. And put the just shine a little bit of light. Put in my screw for my bolt, which again is a 7mm. And I'm gonna make it easier myself just by drilling it in first using my hand. And then using my screw afterward. So it's in now. I have my adapter, my extension, put it in and just tighten it. All right, it's tightened. Let's go double check. Oh, this side got loose. Understandable. So one side is good. We got to go back to the other side. I did this for another vehicle the other day without a hitch. And I can tell you right now, we knocked it out in like maybe 10 minutes. So I put the bottom screws. I'm not gonna install all of the screws back because I will end up taking it back out again. And I'm gonna go to the front view right now to see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when you have it back installed. You see there's a little seam here. That's because I haven't put the top screws back on. But once I put the top screws back on, it'll align perfectly. And I'm not going to be putting the top screws back on until I get my rear lights that I ordered. I ended up selling a few of other ones, so I had to take it off for testing reasons. You'll notice the wiring for this as well. The kit comes with a plug that Dixie chains off of the rear lights, and you have to take this off. And to remove this, we have a separate video that I will link, but that concludes the removal of this light and the reinstallation and the bolts. Thank you for tuning in.